Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this DIY, I'll use this mat to create a beautiful mirror. I bought it from Walmart for around $3. I'm also using this mirror that I picked up from Michael's. The price of the mirror is $5.99, but I got it for 40% off with a Michael's coupon. I did a DIY similar to this before. I actually used a die cut from Michael's. It's really hard to find, so when I saw this mat, I was like, well, maybe I can use this mat to kind of duplicate this project because it was one of my most popular DIYs with you all. So I'm going to try to use this mat and duplicate it because this is more easily found and is more durable than the die cut that I used before. Here's the original mirror, but I think the new design will be just as pretty. So I'm going to flip this over so the reflection won't blind you guys and work from the back of the mirror. My first step is to line the mirror and the mat up together and then cut the mat to size. Next, I'll cut the borders off the piece that I'll be using. When you're done cutting off the border, you'll notice that the cut side needs to be trimmed. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just line this up and cut off the excess. So what I want to do next is go ahead and just glue these pieces down. And I'm using some of the Dollar Tree FIXALL. So now I'll smooth out the entire border. So I'll let this dry for about 20 minutes and then come back. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just line this up and cut it. So this time I'm armed with my ruler and a pen. I lined the ruler up with the edge of the border and marked it with my pen. I repeated these same steps on the other side as well. Next, I cut the mat on the lines that I created with the pen. After I was done cutting the mat, I had to turn it back to its initial cutting position to make sure that it properly fit. I used my fingers to smooth it down to see if I need to make any additional cuts. I found a few small pieces that needed to be trimmed off. Finally, everything fits perfectly together. Now it's time to make it look more like the mirror that I talked about earlier. First, I'll remove the mat while making sure that I don't change the position so that it'll fit back into the mirror perfectly. Here I have some adhesive spray from Dollar Tree and some glitter. So what I'm going to do is spray the mat with the adhesive and then sprinkle some glitter on it and then seal it. So I'm going to move this stuff and get it all set up. Okay, I put down a piece of cardboard to protect my surface. Next, I'll spray one layer of adhesive spray. I'll let that dry for about 10 minutes and then come back and spray on the second layer of spray. I just finished spraying on my second coat of adhesive. Now I'm going to slide this poster board underneath my mat. Next, I'll sprinkle some silver glitter on top of the mat. The poster board will allow me to collect the extra glitter that doesn't stick. And this is the glitter that I'll be using, and I picked it up from Walmart. Next, I sprinkle the glitter onto the mat, and as you can see, I'm being very generous because I want to make sure that every piece of the mat is covered with glitter. I'll let this glitter dry for about 20 minutes. Come back and then shake off the excess glitter. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes and now I'll use this utility knife to lift the mat up and then shake off the excess glitter. And here's what the mat looks like all glittered up, and I think it's really pretty. It's a really nice alternative to using the German glitter glass. So now I'll put this aside to let it dry for about 30 minutes and then seal the glitter with hairspray. Okay, while the glitter sets up on the mat, I'm going to go ahead and start adding some Dollar Tree blocks to my mirror. What I'm going to do is flip this over. I've already removed the sticky tabs and part of the sticker. I'll be using my clear Gorilla Glue to glue my blocks in place. Now when you glue the blocks down, you will have some gaps, but don't worry because the bling wrap that you'll glue on later will cover those fine. You see the pattern is different on this side, so I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then this one going this way, and the other side is the same exact way. I'll let this dry for about an hour. It's not completely dry, but it's dry enough for me to move on to the next step. So what I want to do is paint my blocks with this silver acrylic paint. Alright, so you can still see that it's relatively translucent. So I'm going to go all the way around with one coat, let that dry, come back and do a second coat. Next, I'll be using my bling wrap from TotallyDazzled.com. I've already cut the 4 strips that I'll need, and each strip has 5 rows of bling. I'll use a little bit of hot glue along with some Dollar Tree FIXALL to glue the bling in place. And here's what it looks like with all the blocks covered with bling. Next, I attach the hook so that I can hang my mirror on the wall. I reinforce the block that holds the hook with hot glue for additional security. Okay, so now that that's done, I'll go ahead and add glitter to my border. To avoid getting spray adhesive on my mirror, I decided to put the glitter on the border with Mod Podge. I'll let this dry for about 20 minutes and then come back and remove the excess glitter. Now I'll use this Dollar Tree hairspray to seal the glitter in place. I use this cutting mat from Dollar Tree to cover my mirror while I sprayed the border with hairspray. Now I do have a little hairspray on the mirror, so I'll let the glitter dry on the border and then clean the mirror with glass cleaner and then come back. I placed the mat inside the border to make sure that it was turned in the right position. I'm going to hold on to this and move this aside, but I'm going to keep it in the same direction so I don't know which way it goes. So I'm going to flip this over. Alright, so now I'm going to pull this to the side. Put it back in the same direction and then flip this over and put it in place. Now I'll press the border down to make sure that it has a really good contact with the mirror. After making sure that all of the edges were in contact with the mirror, I flipped it over and applied pressure from the back of the mirror. And here's the finished product. I think it's equally as pretty as the original. And I was able to build this for around $8, minus the other things needed to put it together, but keep in mind I already had those in stock. Now if you've made the matching candle holders or plan on making them, remember, You do not have to add glitter to your mirror. I only added glitter to it to make it resemble the mirror that I showed you earlier in the video. And here's my beautiful mirror hanging on the wall. And like the original mirror, I think it'll be beautiful displayed in a set of 3. And I've already started on the second one. Please comment below if you think this mirror is a nice alternative to the original mirror. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.